Yo, and welcome to a new chess video. I've been playing a tournament, the Walling Dijkstra tournament in the Netherlands, and it's a weekend tournament, very fun to do. It's 6 games in one weekend, so it's a lot of chess. And this is my favorite game. It's against a 2006 player, so we have to work for it. And I went for the Caro-Kann because if I played a Sicilian, he would probably win quite easily because he likes to attack. He likes to opposite castling and stuff, so I went for the Caro-Kann. And he went for the advanced. And now you have two choices, bishop f5 or you have c5. And c5 is a really interesting move on the more amateur levels. It's on the, if you can see in the master database, it's bishop f5 is 80%. So a lot of people will go for this. However, when you look in the Lichess database, c5 is already 20%. And bishop f5 is 67%. So if on an amateur level, c5 is a pretty nice move to do. However, I went for bishop e5, and I really want to close the center down, and then my bad bishop is out in the game. So we went for knight c3, which is kind of a weird move. It's a little bit of a sideline. And he is basically waiting for me to play e6. So I played it, e6, and now he went for g4. It's the main line of this variation. And going here is not ideal, so you have to go back to bishop g6. And now this is not really scary. It looks like your bishop is almost trapped, but you can just counterplay it. And if you take, it's not really great. There is a line when you can play e6 at some point. However, I already played e6. So this is a little bit of a worse variation from that. However, he went for knight g to e2 with the idea to go to f4 and threatening my bishop. I went for c5 is the best move. It's striking in the center and trying to put my knight on a really good spot. He went for h4. Should not forget that my bishop is almost trapped, so don't do things in the middle. You have to do something about this. So you want to go for h5. And h5 is a nice move. Already it's quite equal. However, he has knight f4. You have to go back to h7, and now you lose the pawn. And I was quite a little bit frustrated because I thought I made a mistake or I made a blunder because I thought maybe c5 is not that great because I don't really know the theory. However, I played the best moves basically. So you give this pawn up for more activity. So and therefore if you understand that, knight c6 is a really nice move. And taking is not really great. However, I took, which is the second best move, which is also fine. If you're going to take with the queen, knight c6 is for free. So he went, he did a little bit of a 2000 move. He tried to do a little bit of a magic move. He's trying to get the pawn back with his knight. And then knight c6 is not really strong because you're just going to take it, which is quite funny. And you don't have a really check because bishop, and it's defended. So he calculated everything. I went for knight c6 anyways, but now he can take the pawn with his knight. And now his queen doesn't walk into a into a tempo. Queen c7. I really want to castle queenside because this is getting quite scary in my opinion. You can move and you just march your pawns. And if I castle kingside, it is not really fun to do. Bishop f4, he's trying to defend this. And I'm castle queenside. I'm getting out of this problem. He took, and I took with the queen. Before we move on to the video, I wanted to ask you for one thing. Please subscribe to my channel. It would help me a ton and I can produce way more content for you guys. Now I can take this pawn. However, it's not really a great idea. First of all, if I'm going to take with the queen, I'm going to lose the game. And if I'm going to take with the bishop, I'm also probably going to lose the game. So this pawn is more of a defender for me than it's a weakness for him. So he also wants to castle queenside. And now I tried to put on pressure, because you're playing a 2000 rated player, you have to put on some pressure. You cannot just randomly develop or try to kick out the knight, which is also great blunder. So I played queen a4. It's not the best move, but it's definitely not the worst move. It is threatening this check, and you can block it with a bishop or with a queen, but you're gonna lose the rook. So you have to do something about it, and if you're gonna castle, you're gonna lose this pawn with a checkmate threat, which is also ideal. So I really like this move, and you're putting pressure on the really high rated player. He went for bishop b2, which I thought was quite creative. Still, I cannot take this. And now I went for bishop to e4. I want to force the blunder. Well, he saw the problem before, so he probably sees it now as well. However, I wanted to get rid of this bad bishop. And if he's playing f3, I'm just going back to g6. And he tucks in his own bishop, which is quite nice for me. I try to go here and maybe go for this pawn. So he castled kingside, which is also a little bit of a surprise, because I really thought he was castling queenside, and now it's a really attacking game. I took on g2, and now I have this check whenever I want. So if he plays b3, for example, I can always give a check or go back. So I went for knight to e7, and I'm trying to, whenever this queen is, for example, is gone here, and he can play, for example, queen to a5. He is attacking this pawn, and he's attacking my rook. So I can defend the pawn, but I'm gonna lose the rook with checkmate. So that's not ideal. And playing this move is also not great. So therefore, knight e7. Whenever his queen comes here, I have knight c6. I'm defending, I'm attacking, and I'm defending as well. And I'm developing. So it's a really nice multifunctional move. b3, and now I thought I'm just going for an attack. I had a little idea which was a little bit cheesy, but that's okay. I went for this check because I thought if I go back, he is gonna attack me, and I want to attack him. At least if I go down, if I'm gonna lose this game, I'm gonna down with a fight. So queen e4, f3, and now I have to go here or here. So I went here with a trick, because I can take this knight. Now, if it's my move, I can take the knight, and it's pinned towards the queen. However, he's 2000, he probably sees it. However, the engine really likes to even take this here. Take, and you only lose 1 point, because you win the pawn back. And now the king is open. However, I'm not a GM, so I didn't see this. And also didn't really want to go for that. However, he saw this little problem. Quite creative move, because knight f4 is with a tempo. And I kind of missed this, so I really tried to attack. However, it almost backfired on me. So I have to go back. It's the best move. It's not really bad to let him play g5. Well, he did. So queen h7. And now in the future, I have f6. If I defend this pawn for some reason, I can open it up, and then the king is a little bit unsafe. And that's what g5 did. And with g4, it's still closed. So he went back. I developed. I'm still developing. It's move 22, and I'm still developing, which is not an ideal situation. He played a little bit of a slow move, in my opinion. Maybe queen f4 was better to defend and more activity for the queen. However, he went for c3. And now I went for queen f5, because I anticipated rook h1. And I just want to open this up and then put a rook and maybe go for this. So the only more thing I wanted to achieve was to make the queen more active. He's trying to do his own attack. Now I'm having f6 in. He can take, and now he did a really good move, because now I'm getting through, and I'm getting through faster than he is. So if he takes, I'm probably gonna win. And this is also not really bad. Knight f5, and you just go back to here. And yeah, this is knight f5 is a great move. So he has to probably go for this. His attack is quite slow. So he went for a very beautiful move. He went for queen f4. Queen f4 is threatening checkmate in 1. So grabbing this knight is not really ideal, because you end the game on the spot. And this is losing the queen with check. It's also nice, not nice. And now you just gonna transform into a game you don't really want to play in. So this is not an endgame you want to play. So you have to take the queen, and now the entire attack is a little bit gone. And the problem is, because of the opening, I lost a pawn, right? I still have to win some pawn back, so I'm just fighting for a draw right now. So he took with an attack on my rook, and I could not go here. I had to go here. Going here is just taking, is also taking, and it's crippling the pawn structure. So he took here, and maybe with an idea to get out. But I want to get the pawn as well, because he won a pawn again. So now we're in an endgame where it's 4 against 3, which is not ideal. However, the engine says it's equal, so I believe the engine. And that I could have gone for this and attacking here. However, it's quite easy to just defend this, and I don't have anything left. So I thought I'm gonna go for this pawn. And if you're gonna push, I might have even this, knight e5. And now I'm threatening a fork. I'm going to an outpost. So if you're gonna attack, I'm defending already. So that was a nice move. So moving the pawn is not ideal, because it's also blocking your bishop. So a little inaccuracy here, because I thought I'm gonna go here, and then I'm attacking this 3 times, and I'm gonna win it. However, you have this check. The bishop covers this square. I have to go here or here, and then rook d1. So it's using the same rook with the check, and it's also with this. Yeah, it's the same rook. It's not a different rook. So you lose the knight. So kind of improvising while I played this, I realized that it's not ideal. So I took this pawn. I have a fork, but you can pin again. So my king is quite unsafe. He played this check. I went to... Well, going here is also not really ideal because of this check. And you're gonna lose this game. So you have to go to king d8. And now it's a little inaccuracy, but it's a really scary move to see, because you think your knight is hanging, your rook is hanging, and if you're gonna move it, you're gonna lose this. However, perhaps you have this move. Now he has a lot of initiative, right? Because of this move, he can take. I can take. Well, if he moves it, I can move it again. So let's say takes, and now you have a little bit of a problem, because it's now 3 against 2, and you're gonna lose this, especially against a 2000s player. You're gonna lose this most of the time. So I had my little tactic, because I was hoping he was playing a3. However, he did this move, and I realized that this is still working. So if you want to look for the tactic, you can pause the video. It's a very beautiful tactic. Really proud of it. And he missed it because he's... well, yeah, he cannot see everything in live. And the answer is rook takes f3. And it's not trading everything off and having a little fork, because you don't have a fork here. It is one move before. So now this is hanging twice, and this is hanging as well. But it's still somehow a draw because of this check. And it's pinned. And you can also not take this. You have to do something about it. You cannot go here. You can go here, but I can take this with check. And probably gonna win, start to win this game. King e3, takes, and then I win this pawn. Slightly better, but this is probably still a draw. So he went for king to e3. And now I can take the rook and take here. And he played a3. And this is the best move, knight b3. However, I tried to put everything on light squares, so it was not a problem for a dark square bishop. However, he had this move. And now my knight is really hard to get out. It's 2 moves in between. So if I go here, you probably have this. And now it's quite annoying. So moving fast forward, my knight got a little bit trapped here. I had to move. I could not go here because of... Go back here. And I thought if you're gonna take my knight, which is fine, I'm gonna take here. And then I'm going here, and this is a draw. However, he blocked first, so I went back to here. And now I sacrificed it, because it's gonna get trapped somehow. So if I'm gonna do this, he's gonna have this move. However, I have to just win this pawn, basically. And I won it here. Then I lost this pawn, which was quite nerve-wracking game in the end. It looks really simple. However, it's quite hard to calculate it within a couple of minutes. And now I just try to get rid of the pawn. You can just take. You can also move. Then I can push. And well, in the game he took, and now it's a draw. However, he could also do this, but I could just go here. You can block, and then I have an extra pawn, and this is also a draw. I can play along. If I can make a queen, I'm winning. However, if I want to draw, I can just claim a draw, I guess. Not sure how it works in... So very beautiful game. It's a draw, but it was really... The most exciting game was this game. Quite fun. And it was this tactic, which was really nice. So very, very awesome game. And I see you in the next video. Bye.